Very quickly, just wanted to let you know that I'm a little bit sick at the moment, and I have been for a few weeks, and I'll hopefully be back in, I don't know, maybe next week or the week after, just depending how I feel. Okay, that's all. I hope you enjoy the video. Bye bye. I know I'm late, but here are 10 awesome new App Store games from August 2021. Rush Rally Origins has all the tech from Rush Rally 3, 60 FPS or 120 FPS support on iPad Pros, the same graphical detail and physics, full controller support, and an Apple TV version. However, it is all shown from a top-down perspective, going back to the roots of the developer's original game. I'm so happy this developer continues to support Apple TV too, considering that there is such a tiny gaming audience there. Thank you. You'll also be happy to know the game has controller rumble vibration support. Your controller will vibrate in accordance with what your car is doing. You'll feel the car starting to rev. You'll feel different pressure for driving over, various terrains. You'll get a sense of when your car changes gears and much, much more. I know it's a trivial thing, but having this support makes a world of difference to the overall experience here. Rush Rally Origins costs $4.99 USD. It is available on iPhone, iPad, Apple TV, and Apple M1 based Macs. Craft, explore, and build. That is the premise of this open-world RPG, My Time at Portia. Originally a PC title, it was ported to mobile in August. The original release had some performance issues and struggled to get 30 FPS, but the dev has put out a stability update, and the game now targets up to 60 FPS on most devices. Cool. Sadly, the game only has partial controller support, so it doesn't work for all menu interaction. This is something the developer is looking to fix, but they don't have a time frame. My Time at Portia costs $7.99 USD. It is available on iPhone and iPad. Just note, the game is quite demanding, so make sure you have an iPhone 7 Plus or later, or an iPad 3rd Gen or later. What Remains of Edith Finch is one of the most graphically advanced games to come to the App Store. Maybe not as close as Divinity Original Sin 2, but it's still high up there in the graphics department. It's also one of my favourite adventure games of all time that explores themes of family, death, depression, and a great amount of imagination. Look, the game won't be for everyone, as you are just exploring a house, discovering the backstory of the main character's family and so on. But if you can get into it, you may find it may change your perspective on many things that we all struggle with in life. What Remains of Edith Finch costs $4.99 USD. It is available on iPhone, iPad, and Apple M1 based Macs. Note, it requires an iPhone 7 or later, or an iPad 6th Gen or later. Behind the Frame has come out of nowhere, at least for me, and has become overwhelmingly popular on every platform it released on. It's a very creative adventure game where you guide brush strokes and solve different puzzles to help complete the main character's masterpiece. The gameplay style works wonderfully on the touchscreen, and in many ways is more enjoyable than playing with a traditional mouse and keyboard, as the iPad or your iPhone is like painting on a canvas. It's a very short game, but if you're into interactive adventure games, this one you shouldn't skip. I can already predict this game making it onto my top 10 iPad games of 2021 list. Behind the Frame costs $4.99 USD. It is available on iPhone, iPad, and Apple M1 based Macs. After being delayed for such a long time, Marvel Future Revolution is officially out. Yes, it's another free MMO on the App Store. Is it any different to what we've seen before? Not really, but it's fun in some ways to play as, the iconic superheroes from the Marvel universe. And you can explore the open world, and the game has some pretty good cinematic cutscenes. I'm just really, really disappointed that the game doesn't have controller support. I'll always say it, third-person games just don't translate well to a touchscreen, and I don't know why devs always overlook controller support in these types of games on mobile. Marvel Future Revolution is available on iPhone and iPad. The game is best played on an iPhone 10 or later, or an iPad 6th gen or later. It also supports 120 FPS on new iPad Pros, which is very cool. It's been a long wait for this game. The original was released on the App Store way back in 2010. F-Sim Space Shuttle 2 simulates the space shuttle approach and landing in a great amount of detail and accuracy for a mobile game. You control the orbiter by tilting your device. You can also play with a controller if you'd prefer. It's a very straightforward game, but it can be quite difficult to learn how to control everything. Hitting the perfect landing is challenging, man, and there are weather and failures to add an extra challenge too. You can also look around inside the shuttle, and it's quite detailed. If you are an aviation or space flight geek, this is a must-have. F-Sim Space Shuttle 2 costs $4.99 USD. It is available on iPhone and iPad. My friend Pedro has been brought to mobile. This isn't a direct port though, it is the mobile version. It features a more chibi art style, if that's how you say it, and toned down visuals from the original. But that doesn't detract from the overall experience. This port has been designed considering a simplified format for mobile. It keeps the core movement of the original, which revolved around flipping and firing your way through action-packed levels on foot, on a motorcycle and a skateboard. This version is free, with ads, but players can play the whole game for free and restart from checkpoints. It does have a premium unlock of just $2.99 USD if you want to remove the ads. The game is available on iPhone and iPad. It has no controller support, which sucks. Neighbours Back from Hell is a point-and-click game about a bizarre TV show. The TV show is based on playing increasingly outrageous pranks on your grumpy neighbour. It's very easy to play with the touchscreen controls, or you can play with a controller. Neighbours Back from Hell is a HD remaster and contains the first two games in one package. Neighbours Back from Hell costs $4.99 USD. It is available on iPhone, iPad, and Apple TV. There have been a few of these Animus games now on the App Store. Animus Revenant is a bit slower paced from the previous game, but has a more in-depth story. Plus, stat and equipment skill management is more defined here. It features 20 to 48 hours of gameplay with main and side quests, boss battles, and lore. It's probably a little too expensive for my liking. It's $12.99 USD. I think it needs more polish and the movement is a little bit clunky for the price on offer. Having full controller support and partial keyboard support is definitely a plus for me. The game is available on iPhone, iPad, and Apple M1 based Macs. Our last game is Tesla Force. Tesla Force is a top-down roguelite shooter featuring endless procedural gameplay with tentacle-spitting action. You can play as different characters and attempt to blast the cosmic horror back into the galactic abyss. While it can be quite grindy, it's really fun being overwhelmed by all the monsters and just laying waste to them with badass weapons. I really appreciate the game offering both an auto-fire and twin-stick option. It makes it great for casual gamers to get into. But still, play this game with a controller because trust me, it's a way better experience. Tesla Force costs $5.99 USD. It is available on iPhone, iPad, and Apple M1 based Macs. Here's one bonus game for you. I just can't put it on the full list right now because it has a few issues. For starters, it doesn't have controller support, and it hasn't been updated for new iPad Pro screens, so it doesn't fit the aspect ratio, and the graphics are incredibly downgraded from the original PC and console release. But it's an okay game if you can look past that. I just thought I would point it out because some of you may enjoy it. What do you think of these new App Store games from August 2021? Which ones will you try out? Which ones have you already tried out? August is always a good month for any platform, and the App Store reflects that. There is something in this list for everyone. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video helping discovering new games, don't forget to leave a like, as it shows YouTube that I'm doing a good job. And be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications to stay up to date with everything Apple gaming related. My name's Stewie, and thanks for watching.